people, my peeps. How are you guys doing this evening? I thought that I would stop in and kind of like have a chit chat with you regarding game stalking. I haven't done a video in a while with that title specifically, okay? Because I feel that I have enough. Oh, my battery's gonna go dead. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Close this. Do I want to go get another? Hold on, I think I will. I'll go get my plug. Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta go find my charger because I'm not on my computer. But we're gonna talk about this subject really quick about gang stalking. Y'all hold on. I'm gonna cover this up real quick. I'll be right back. I'll be back. Okay. I am back. Y'all hold on. Let me plug in this charger. I had to go grab real quick. We're gonna have a conversation. Because I think it's time for me to address this again. Really, I think it's time. Okay. So y'all hold tight. I had to get on here. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back. I had just jump off here real quick because I had to find my charger. I wasn't ready and the phone was getting ready to die. So I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about gang stalking. And I haven't had a title like that in a while. Hello, you all coming into the building. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up or double tap your screen if you are viewing from your phone, okay? So let's get into it. So the reason why I wanted to come on, hello, welcome in. Go ahead and double tap your screen, hit the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you don't know about gang stalking, hold on, because by now you all should know about gang stalking, but I don't want to assume, hello, I don't want to assume that everyone should know. Hold on, let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. I don't want to assume that everyone knows about gang stalking, but it's first and foremost, I want to let you know that it's definitely spiritual warfare. Okay, definitely it's spiritual warfare. Okay, some might say it's different, but it is definitely spiritual warfare. And my goodness, how it can really and truly play on your mind if you are not guarding your mind. Okay. Thank you for the likes and the happy faces and all that good stuff. So while I sit here and talk to you all about gang stalking, oh, thank you for my donation. I appreciate that. Let me like that. All right. Let me see if I can like that. There we go. I'm gonna give it a heart. My dollar donation, y'all. Y'all go ahead and like that. I think that's casing. Um, Social media currency. Pretty lady, hope you're having a great day. We'll check the replay. Okay, okay, thank you. That's what's up. Hey, could you make sure you hit that thumbs up before you head on out of here? I appreciate it. um, so gang stalking. It's in my mind, in my beliefs, I feel that it is spiritual. And it branches off into, some people only think that it is physical, but those people are definitely, I think a mosquito or something just flew in here. I probably got a monitoring spirit, y'all. For real, for real. Y'all see something fly by, let me know, because I just heard something zoom by. Okay? Yes, indeed. Now I don't even have the door open, or monitoring spirits. We'll get into that later. But some people think that it is more of a physical thing and not spiritual, because they think everything is just what you see is what it is, and they don't believe that they are operating as a spiritual being inside of this vessel. Okay, so we're going to talk about that as I take off these nails. So it branches off into many different agencies. They can aid in the harassment, community harassment. It can even go into job mobbing and so on. And so I have so many videos regarding that topic. And you can go down my archives and look at that. I want to talk to you guys today because if you don't guard your mind, because your mind definitely is a battlefield for Satan, okay? And I believe part of this gang stalking program is to, and we all know, if you know what the tactics are and all of that, you know that either they want you to delete yourself, okay, or they will slowly do things like poison you. I have videos on that of me being poisoned, sabotage, everything from all the tactics I've gone through it. I still go through it, but let me say this: once you know the tactics, I believe you shouldn't live in the tactics. And what do I mean by that? When I say don't live in the tactics, because I believe that will drive you insane. Okay? Living, knowing the tactics, always rattling off the tactics, and then you start to think in a delusional way. Now, I know that for me, understanding that this is a spiritual warfare, I am grateful that I have been awakened to know that I am not just having an incident with a fleshly being. I know that spirits do and can inhabit other people besides the spirit the Most High bless you with, if he blessed you with a spirit, right? Okay? And so I wanted to talk about some things I went through earlier this week, and I want to say this to Planet Pat before I continue, because you are one of the reasons why I am on here discussing gang stalking. And I was thinking about what's been going on, because you constantly have been tagging me in videos and clips of things that you're doing regarding me, okay? But in that, you claim to be a targeted individual, and you claim to that I'm stalking you, I'm gang stalking you. But there's so much proof that you keep messing with me. Even today, when I was driving to work, And this is not to bash you, okay, Planet Pat? This is not to bash you at all. I want to come in and talk to you, and I want to bring up this topic of gang stalking, but I want to make a point, and I hope you receive this message, okay? I hope you receive it. And guys, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm taking off my nails that I had on. So we're talking, having this conversation, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not ignoring you all. You, sir, have asked or tagged me into videos of you continuing to rant, okay? And it is, at first I was kind of taken aback. I'm like, why are you still coming on? Even from this morning, my message was not about you. I just want to make this clear before I continue and go into what I'm talking about, gang stalking. I came on and did a general message to the masses, okay? And you came on and left a message, and it's still there. I didn't delete it unless you go and delete it. Just like all of the videos you did today, you went and you deleted them, okay? But you've been in there talking about me. And even one, you first it was you was apologizing, and then you started raging out again, you know, with profanities and you know, I understand when people get mad, because even when I get mad, or if I get upset, or if I get irritated to a certain level, you all have already heard me. I will use several curse words, okay? That's nothing new. I think there is a bee or a fly or something in here, y'all. I will do that. So, but you've been doing it all day. And so, but the way you go back and forth and you drag and you're pulling people into your world of delusion, okay? You're saying that something to the fact of I'm living off of you and your brother. I wanted your brother to be hurt or something like that. You're saying things along the lines of this is a pedophile ring, that we're in the people, and that's so far from the truth, Planet Pat. You have said so many things that are so delusional, even to the point of I make my money off of you, and that simply is not true. It really is not true. And after I watched a few of your videos, and I can't say that I watched them all the way through because you flip back and forth so much that I truly started to feel bad for you. Okay? I started to feel bad for you, Planet Pat, because the battle that you're having is it's a spiritual battle, sir. And definitely a spiritual, and you goodness, I don't want to say that it feels like you have lost the battle that's in your mind, okay? Because you are staying in your mind and you're feeding the demons that are torturing you in your mind. And as these demons are torturing you, telling you lies upon lies upon lies, and you're intermingling what you have learned about gang stalking and the tactics and all of that, you're mingling that into the lies that you're hearing in your head, okay? And it saddened me because I really don't come out here to like have an argument or any kind of beef with anybody or anything along those lines unless I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna take up for myself, things along that line. But I really see that even the timeline that was proven to you, you couldn't even see the evidence of your action. And then to hear you rant and rave and say that Buffy the Vamp, I don't even know who this person is. Buffy the I don't know. Buffy. That's all I keep hearing you. You bring up some woman named Buffy, Night Tiger. I seen him one time on my live, and that was a day that I was pointing out how you came into my live saying certain things that just you didn't have to say, and you were jealous. Okay. And by you constantly, and trust me, I took screenshots of you coming onto my platform, constantly saying things, constantly tagging me into videos of, stuff that does not make sense to me. It only makes sense to you in your mind. You tagged me into a video of you labeled it dating, a live stream. It might have been a video or a live stream. But you labeled it dating, and the sirens were going off outside of your house, and you labeled it something along the lines of dating. And Planet Pat, I just want to tell you, just because your targeting looks a certain way does not mean everyone's targeting and the tactics are played out the same way. You're constantly hearing sirens, and I heard in one of your videos you were saying that, she goes live and you never hear sirens, you never hear this and that. When I go live, if you ever were to go down my live streams, okay, and you can constantly hear a horn honk, okay, and it beeps 2 times. It goes doo-doo or beep beep. That is for a form of noise campaign, and it only happens. It happened just before when I turned on this live stream, but I'm farther back. But if you're not aware of it, Planet Pat, you won't know. And you know what? I know that I'm being targeted. I refuse to give it any light. Okay? Okay, that's good. I refuse to give it any light at all. I refuse to acknowledge it every time it happens. Because the more you acknowledge it, the more it's going to come to light in your daily thoughts. In your daily thoughts. And then you're going to start intermingle it when you go on all of these platforms looking to talk to targeted individuals or people who are going through it, or it could be perps or whomever. Everybody, just because they are not going through or experiencing the same thing you're going through, does not mean they're not real. Okay? And I hope that you are receiving this message, because I honestly, truly believe gang stalking is a spiritual battle. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Is a spiritual battle, okay? All right. So, wait a minute. Alrighty. There we go. There we go. See how easy that was, Planet Pat? You just boom, gone. Okay, it truly is a spiritual battle. And I if you're not able to work a job, because I've noticed it seems like there's a pattern of you only being in that basement. Okay? Um, you, I'm sorry to hear that. You only being in that basement, and you only go out to listen to your neighbors to slam the doors, or listen to, or view how many blue cars are around you, or things of that nature. But you're not going out truly fighting a battle. And the battle is to see your enemy, know your enemy, but keep moving forward through this matrix, this simulation. It is not for you to stay in the house and stay balled up and complain on the internet. And and the crazy thing is, you're complaining on this internet that you feel that everybody's a stalker on. So then would that make you a stalker? Do you see how delusional that is? That sounds. Even when I think that day when I was going to work out and then do Uber, drive around, do Uber, you brought that up, telling me, that gang stalkers are Uber drivers. Sir, this is what you need to understand, Planet Pet. Gang stalkers are operating under an evil spirit. Let me say that once again. Gang stalkers are operating under an spirit. Okay? So, if you understand that gang stalkers are operating under an evil spirit, even if they think that they are not, even if they think that they are just, it's jokes to them, it's whatever level of evil they're operating on, it's still evil. And everyone in this world is operating under a spirit. And that is why, if you go back and really study and maybe take a break off of YouTube and go back and study and understand, that's why the parable of the wheat and the tares was given, so that you can understand that the Most High told, in this parable, that when the rich farmer, okay, had his workers go out and sow seeds, and when they sowed the seeds, an enemy, just like when you were I think you were playing sports or whatever you were doing before, when you were asleep, when we all at one point was asleep before the Most High woke us up to what we see now. Okay, when the rich farmer told his servants to go out and sow the land, right, with seed, they went out, they sowed the land, they got it ready. It started, the wheat started to grow. But when the workers went back out there and they realized the wheat is growing, but then they said, oh, they went back to report to the master, there's tares growing, weeds basically. Weeds are growing in the midst of the wheat, in between the wheat. And so the workers asked the master, do you want us to go and take out the tares? Okay? And I'm giving you this story because you need to understand this story to move on in life. To move on in life, especially if you, and this is for Planet Pat, this is a message for him, and a message to all of you who feel that you are or know that you are being gang stalked. This is a message that, although that farmer, the master told his helpers to go out there and plant those tears, that wheat, and those tears came up with it. You are the wheat. You woke up. You came out of the earth. Okay, think of it as your re-immersion. You're waking up to the program. Okay, you are waking up to the program. So you are the little seed. You are the little seed. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. You are the little seed of wheat that was asleep in the ground. You were the football player, the basketball player that was playing basketball in your everyday life, and you were in the dark. Do you understand? You were the seed in the dark, but the Most High had put you here. But you were just germinating under the ground, doing your thing, breaking out of the husk. But a gang stalker, a tear, was right next to you. You didn't know it because y'all was still in the dirt. You playing basketball, you doing what you do, and you came up to the light. You woke up. The Most High woke you up, and you started growing, and there was a tear that was growing next to you. But the Most High, Yah, you see, He is the master. He is the master farmer. Right? And his servants, they keep going and checking the field. They keep coming and checking this earth plane, this matrix that we're in. The angels that watch over you have gone back and reported that there are tares here growing up right beside his wheat, his people. So you done broke out of the earth, from out of you playing your basketball, living your life like you thought you knew was real when you was in the dirt, sleep, just germinating, just making things happen. And it shocked the mess out of you soon as you hit the light of day. And you start branching out here, your wheat, your little shoot started branching out, and every time your shoot branched out, it was a tear next to it, right? It was a gang stalker. You don't know where to look, where to go, because you are now surrounded by tear, fake people, bots, NPCs, okay? Individuals whose vessels can be inhabited, or who are the children, because they are children of Satan, okay? That have grown up right in this realm with you. That's right. It is the woman's seed and the male and the dragon, the Satan seed, have grown up with you. So that's why I wanted to tell you that gang stalking is spiritual, but you didn't get woke up to sit in your basement and hear and study all of the tactics that were used to try to drive you over the edge, to try to drive you to commit the ultimate sin. The ultimate sin is to have you take yourself out. You didn't do that. But they didn't stop there. You see, even though you've learned the tactics of gang stalking, the one place you didn't protect yourself is to guard your heart. Your heart and your mind are one to guard your heart, your mind, the battlefield. You have let the tear into your mind, and you are battling in your mind because you're staying on here on this internet, trying to make people fit into what your experience is in this realm. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't do that because you didn't walk my walk. You didn't walk my walk. You can't even fit in my shoes. So with that being said, I wear size in ladies' shoes, okay? Your foot is probably bigger than my foot, okay, Planet Pat? And anyone out there who's being gang stalked. We didn't walk the same walk. You can't fit into my shoes. You probably don't even like the same style of nothing. So what I want you to stop doing is trying to make gang stalking be a cookie cutter experience And everyone who is being gang stalked should have the same experience as you. That would inquire us to be all Borg, all robots. We would wake up at the same time every day. We would eat the same foods. We would dress the same way. We would drive the same car. Do you feel me? No, we are not the same. We have a different mission here on this, in this realm. Okay? We all have a different mission. Just like Yahushua, when he was walking, when he came down, he had a totally different mission than Peter and all of the disciples that he went and gathered up. You understand what I'm saying? And so for you to sit and say, because you don't hear sirens going off in the background when I'm doing a video, is ludicrous. It makes no sense. Because you're trying to make us all be cookie cutters. Okay? You're trying to make all of us be cookie cutters, and we're not. Because, see, if I was, my light, hold on. Cut, act right. There we go. Okay, so if I'm down here, if I was Yahushua walking, right? And he went and got Peter. He went and got some other disciples, Doubting Tom, okay? They all had a different thing, but you know what? When they was in I forget what city they was in. I think they was trying to infiltrate somewhere or escape. And the soldiers had surrounded the group, okay? They had surrounded the group. Now, Doubting Thomas ain't do nothing. But guess who jumped in? Peter. I think I got the spirit of Peter. A little bit. Okay? When them troops surrounded Yahushua and some of the disciples, I don't know if all of them was there, Peter jumped up right in front of Yahushua and sliced off one of the soldiers' ears. Right? And that's because Peter, he was born different. He wasn't born like Thomas. He wasn't born like, give me another disciple's name, Matthew. You know, he wasn't born like that. Peter was born. Peter is the type of a disciple that will carry a switch. y'all, you know, just feel me right quick. He'll carry a switch. In this day and time, you should know what a switch is. If you commoners don't know, he'll carry a pew-pew, okay? And he'll go have a little glass of cognac. That was Peter. That's how Peter operated. You understand? He was ready to, he was his Yahushua's ride or die. So you wasn't going to mess with Yahushua. And Yahushua had to tell Peter, back up, and had to heal the soldier's ear. Because Yahushua, he knew his mission. Okay? Peter had a mission. Although they were surrounded by terrors. Okay? I'm hoping that's making sense to you. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see. Read Ephesians 6:12 says, let's both grow together until the harvest. That's right, Matthew's 13:30, which means the harvest is very soon, everyone. Holla back if you hear me. That's right. Martin, what's good? What's good? That's right, baby. Okay, so I said, when I saw some of your live streams, Pat, I said, for sure that the battle that you think that you're witnessing every day with the blue cars, with the physical things that you're seeing, I want to say that, and I don't want you to take this as a negative. I want you to understand and take this as maybe you can turn this around for yourself, okay? They won. That's right. Take that in for a minute. All the blue cars that you keep thinking about, looking at, mentioning in your videos, okay? The honking, the sirens, you say it over and over and over and over again. They won. They have won. Now, I don't want you to get it twisted. In the beginning of me learning about the program and learning about what was going on, it sends a shockwave, okay, to you. The awakening sends a shockwave to you because you realize something is off. Something is definitely off. And once you have broke through the ground, okay, you are no longer a seed, but you are definitely a baby suckling of a weak suckling, okay? You can never go back to being a seed. You can never go back to being a seedling. You may be able to produce other seedlings, but you can never go back to being that original seedling. And what I hope that you're following me, because I want you to understand, once you realize and understand the tactics, you are supposed to conquer that mentally. You are supposed to take all of that information, file it away in your mind. Oh, I see. This is what's going on. You are supposed to take that information and use it for your benefit, not use it to torture yourself with. Now, all of us have gone through trials and tribulations, hurts and pains. All of us at some point have lost a loved one. And this might feel a little touchy to you, or what I'm about to say. And I'm not coming in anger. I'm not coming trying to be funny, any of that. So I hope that you understand that. And this message is also going out to, hey, Food by Nature Herbs, welcome in, welcome in. I'm not trying to come at you to try to belittle you, because I'm telling you, when we all had this awakening happen to us, I can guarantee you, I know I shed some tears. The betrayal and the betrayal itself of people so very, very close to you. Some of you, your own parents, brothers and sisters. The betrayal is shocking. I mean, it's like shock after shock after shock after shock, and it gets to the point, if you didn't cry at night, if you didn't break down and scream, I would be like, dog, you man, you are strong, because I literally can tell you when the betrayal was happening, the shock and all of that, I was driving and grabbed the steering wheel and just screamed. Because I'm like, what is this? And it's like nobody can see this. It's like everybody is a freaking zombie. And it feels like you're the only person in the world alive, and everybody else is asleep. But they're walking and talking and breathing. Okay? But they're not seeing what you see. They're not seeing the consistent patterns. So I know I screamed it out. I know I shed some tears, okay? And I know even when my father passed away, right? Um, I want to say that so that you can understand that your brother passed away. I understand that. So I don't want you to feel like I've never had anyone in my life pass away. So I couldn't understand death and losing someone, because my dad gave us a great life, as you know, from what he could, from him being here in this realm, and especially being a black man in this realm. Okay, we didn't know everything that he went through, his sufferings, his worries, his, you know, as a black man. But he gave us and it provided the best that we can. He could, I mean, for us to make it through. Okay. Um, so I understand. I said that I understand about you losing your brother, and any other persons that have lost a family member that you love. Okay. Um, there. I want to call you Young still. I'm so used to that name. Food Vibe Nature Herbs says there's no love. Right, right. And so I understand and feel how the hurts you could feel from you losing your brother. And I'm assuming that y'all were extremely tight. But replaying that night or whatever happened, feeling that, you know, he was dragged into the program and set up. I don't know truly the full story because I've only heard bits and pieces of it, Planet Pat. But what I want you to understand is you can't dwell on that. You can't dwell on it and replay that over and over in your head, because and trust me, I know people say, you can't tell someone when to stop grieving. I'm not telling you not to grieve, or if how long it takes you to grieve. What I'm saying is try to stop replaying those thoughts in your head. Okay? I'm not saying don't feel every now and again, feel sad, because sometimes out the blue, you know, you could think about a happy time or something can take you back to a happy time. A smell like some food or anything can take you back and bring up your brother's thought, or your parent, or, you know, whomever you may have lost, anyone out there. It'll take you to that time. Okay? Just like music is like a time ship. We go back when we hear certain songs. So that's fine. And even after that thought of happiness, sometimes a little sadness comes on top or after that thought. That's fine. What I'm saying is, I believe, and I talked about PTSD before in one of my videos. That's something like the military deals with, you know, when they go to war. It's hard for them they have nightmares because they're reliving whatever event, whatever trauma happened to them. They're reliving that over and over again in their minds. So it's hard for them to go to sleep. It's hard for them to get rest. It's trauma based. And so I believe your brother's death was trauma based. And I believe this is aiding in them winning the battle in your mind, because like I said, they've already won the battle out here. That's why you don't see me going and filming anymore, you know, cars and this and that. I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but I sometimes I'll be like, hey, I think it was one time when the orbs were out in the sky. You know, I have told you guys about these orbs before the main media told you. There's orbs out in the, people are reporting orbs in the sky. People are saying these flying around objects are in the sky. I have been telling y'all about that, right? And so I believe it was around winter time. And I took the phone out and I showed, look at these cars pulling up. Because, like, you're the main character. I mean, anywhere you go, cars are just, the parking lot can be bone empty, dry. You pull up in there, zoop, it won't be 5 minutes later, people are coming, okay? And other people that that have not even woken up yet cannot understand it. They can't wrap their mind around it. So I'm saying that to say, yes, I think it was around 2024, before Christmas, after Christmas, anytime around that time when they were talking about the orbs, I showed you how the cards, come up. And that's that's one of the tactics. But I don't give them that energy. And you lose, I believe, and I believe Young Still used to say this too. He said he stopped filming because what was the purpose? We're not going to win in court or something like along those lines. But I think we'll win in the bigger court to come. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand his point when he was saying that. But that is not going to stop me from my videos that are up. I'm not going to take them down. I would suggest that you, Planet Pat, or anyone that is going through this gang stalking phenomenon, that is the awakening, basically. It's not, and I don't want, this is not the political woke that they stole, words that they always steal, It's not the stay woke like black people used to stay. That was stay woke in this world because, okay, don't let them catch you slipping. But there has been a mass awakening, and it was said to happen. And you're a part of that, but that does not mean that just because you have come through this awakening that the road is going to be easy. You see, because I don't know who is part of the 4,400 or 44,000, excuse me. I don't know what role who is going to play in Armageddon. I don't know what my role is truly going to be. But I know I play a role because I can see, because I have been awakened to see that some things are not some, a lot of things are not what they seem to be. But if you put everything on a loop in your head, you can't use those tactics and those tools as part of your strategy to fight through. So, for instance, when you had, I had brought this up. I don't know if I finished it when I was saying, I was getting ready to do Uber and exercise one day, and you came on my live stream and you were like, well, the gang stalkers, they're Uber drivers or whatever. Planet Pat, I just want to reiterate this to you. You cannot lock yourself away and hide and not go out there. And if you have a skill set, if you have a trade, just tuck that away and not go out there and see what battle am I going to win today. Do you understand what I mean by out there and saying what battle I'm going to win today? That means I know that I might wake up to something being tampered with. I know I might wake up and have to go into a office area or go into wherever you work, and I hear coughing constantly. I know that. The battle is understanding that wherever you go and those tactics that are being thrown at you to get you shook up, um, nervous, wanting to run away. No, you stand your ground and you act as if that didn't affect you, or not. You act as if it, you know, okay, holla back. You know those tactics didn't affect you. Whether it be a new person that has come into your work environment or not, you know those tactics didn't affect you. But you know what? I don't have my stuff set up in here, my thing. But give it a round of applause in your head as you continue to work, because I see you. You just let a mask slide. They did, okay? The perps or whoever's doing a tactic towards you. Bravo. Now you know. But that should not derail you from continuing to go forth and continuing to figure out where has the demon hopped today. Okay? Because the demon, the chairs are moving in the wind, baby. They swaying in the wind. They moving around. They in this store. They in this restaurant. They're everywhere. And the children of the Most High are everywhere too. And that's why they got to watch you. You don't know what the coughing is. Maybe it's to alert the next person that you have entered the building. And yes, sound the horns. You got to turn it around, baby. Yes, cough. Cough loud. Sound the alarms. I have stepped on the scene with a gangster lean. I'm here. But you can't let it be, you can't make it to where it affects you negatively. No, turn that around. Yes, I'm here. Thank you for letting everybody know I'm in the building. I'm in the doggone building. Show you right. What I need to do today. And keep conquering and winning each battle. We know that it's ebb and flows with them. They turn it up a notch. They turn it down a notch. They keep doing it until they'll come out with different tactics every now and again. But you don't let that shock you, because that's how the devil operates. He wants you to go insane. If he is not able to take you out, he definitely wants you to go insane. Or, you know, what do they say? This is like a soft kill. That's what in the gang stalking books is called. I used to be like a soft kill, you know, in war. Instead of some governments, for example, some governments would kill their own citizens with biological weapons, you know, some weapons that cannot be detected. Or a soft kill, I would consider, you know how we had that lockdown before. I believe that's part of like soft kills, slowly killing you slowly. Okay, soft kills are not just the gang stalking that we understand, but the ones that are still asleep don't understand that it's a soft kill for them too, because they put stuff in the food. Everything is not they're not offering other people just the greatest subsidies, such as food, water, you know, medicine, healthcare. No, it's a soft kill for a lot of Americans, the majority. Okay, even the gang stalkers who think that they're winning something, think that they're achieving something because of whatever rewards that they're getting here in this carnal realm, but they're not. Okay? I just want you to understand that you can't dwell. You shouldn't dwell. Let me say that. You shouldn't dwell on their tactics. Not at this point in the game. I mean, you can teach. You can continue to inform. But the way you want the world to see of your gang stalking and how it is affecting you is only coming across as making you look delusional. It's making you look insane. And it's not coming off. And I'm being real with you here. I truly believe that it's not coming off the way you think it's coming off to people, because they can't wrap their head around just because you dated a video dating something, and then you open your back door from your basement and the camera is just, you know, showing outside, and this is my world in the dating simulation. And then you pan around your backyard and all we're hearing are sirens. And now the video is deleted. But it's not deleted. I keep telling you guys, just because you hit delete, that stuff is not deleted. You see, it's not deleted. That video makes you look insane. It made you look insane. When I first was searching, awakening to this program, Planet Pet, and I went on, because you do want to show you have proof. I'm not crazy. I see patterns, because that's what you're witnessing. That's what you're noticing as well, patterns. Okay? And it's the reason that you're seeing patterns. I can't tell you exactly why, but there's a reason that you picked up on these patterns. But the world can't see these patterns. And when I went on the internet, and it's like once you become awakened, I tell you, it's like Neo, for real. It's like when Neo sat at his computer. Because I know a lot of us can't explain how we found each other online. If you're really going through this, we can't explain it. It's as if you were Neo in the Matrix, and when he sat at that computer, and words started coming across the computer, and it said, the last part of it was like, follow the white rabbit, right? Follow the white rabbit. And then all of a sudden there was a knock at his door. And because he worked in the computer, you know, that was his side hustle, you know, giving out computer knowledge or whatever, programs. He knocked at that door. Remember the Matrix now, the first one. When he knocked at the door, he had got up from the computer because he was serve his client. He went, his client's chilling. He got a little female. Y'all remember that scene? He got a little female behind him. The client's leaning. Yeah, man, thank you for this. Yeah, we getting ready to hang out. We getting ready to hang out. He said, you want to come in? And Neo's like, no, I don't want to come. And then the girl kind of leaned over, turned around, some kind of angle she did. And what did Neo see? The white rabbit tattoo on her. And then he was like, when he seen that, because he had just seen the message on the computer, follow the white rabbit. And then he changed his mind, and that opened his world up to meeting Morpheus, and he went down the rabbit hole, baby. Okay, Wonderland is something else. Alice in Wonderland, if you don't remember that tale, it's a horrifying tale, but if you really know. But for the children's sake of it, she went through top turns, and he went down the rabbit hole. And rabbit holes are deep. They have tunnels everywhere. So when we woke up, I remember coming online and boom, stuff about gang stalking. I did not have the first clue of knowing what it was, but the information came. You understand? I want you to be able to use the tactics to help others and show others in a more productive way. Because saying this person, and even if you want, okay, let's say this, even if you wanted to expose a targeted individual, a fake targeted individual, even if you want to expose a targeted individual or a fake perp, are you calling a targeted individual a perp? Your process is not put together well. It's not cohesive. If you're trying to expose somebody, you would need the evidence, just not by just your words, your proof, okay? In exposing somebody, you would be taking screenshots, you would be recording the everything that you need to know. That when you realize this person is a perp, this person don't seem like they on the up and up, you would be having your stuff in line. And I would say to expose somebody as being a perp, a so-called fake targeted individual, exposing them would be easier than trying to explain the system, the program, because they're going to leave evidence. But if you continue to delete everything, the people that have come across your broadcast, the people that may have stopped in and came and left and came back, they're going to start thinking you are the perp. You are the crazy one. Because you're not following through with anything you're saying. 1 minute, it's I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna apologize to Nikki Nicole. I'm gonna apologize to Night Jedi Tiger. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm gonna apologize, and then in the same breath, you go to cussing. It's as if you're manic. What is that? What do they call that? And that's just demonic oppression, but bipolar. You go these manic highs, okay? I'm just saying, if you truly want this to wake up people, the way you're doing it, and you don't have to listen to me, you don't have to take my advice. It's just that it's looking bad. It does not. It does not. I'm trying to watch my words because I don't want you to take this and get offended by this. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? See, I wanted to point that out. Did you hear that? It's a horn honking. That's part of the noise campaign that they do, even like right before I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I don't point those out. But I wanted to point that out for you, Planet Pat. I don't know if you heard it. Okay, but I wanted to point that out. What's up? Rilo is in the building. How you doing, Rilo? I wanted to point that out, Planet Pat, that if you're gonna share about gang stalking, people will not take it serious, and a lot of people don't take it serious. I don't believe it's real because of channels like yours. And that's not a slight. That's not a diss. You're not consistent with your program or what you're saying. You're not consistent with your message. Okay, and you're centering everyone that has ever came across you on these internet streets, you're centering yourself as a top person, that everyone is using mind control on your mind, trying to make you be a pedophile or make you think about masturbation or gay sex. And trust me, when I heard that today, I'm like, that, let me go, should I go get my receipts? Baby, I was in a Dollar Tree shopping at work, got off early because today made my year anniversary at the facility. Planet Pat, I just want to say this. I was not thinking of you. I was not thinking of trying to have you think of your brother. I was not thinking of you. And if I know I was not thinking of you, Night Jedi, I guarantee he probably wasn't thinking of you. And by you trying to center yourself as if everybody's trying to project thoughts towards you, and trust me, I know there's witch covenants, there's warlocks, and there are people who do things like that. But it seems as if everyone that has come across your platform, you say all of us are projecting thoughts to you for you to have homosexual thoughts. That is farthest from the truth. I can say that for me, for factual, but I believe that is fact for others as well. That is something that you are struggling with. That is the thoughts that the demons are projecting into your mind. Okay? And I told you before, your mind and your heart, even in the Bible, it says guard your heart. Okay? Guard your mind. All the thoughts, before you let them run rampant in your mind, you should be casting them down immediately. Immediately. Do not dwell on it. If you get a thought in your mind that has you thinking about, if you get a thought in your mind that has you thinking of a homosexual thought, or before you, hold on for a minute, my leg, leg's tingling. Cast it down. I'm serious, because the mind, even if people so-called don't think that they're being targeted, negative thoughts come through your mind rampantly all day long, all day long. If it's as small as, man, this shirt make me look crazy. Cast it down. Cast it down. I bind you and I cast that thought down. Y'all may think I'm being silly. I'm joking. I'm not joking. I'm not joking at all. At Planet Pat, I'm trying to tell you, you are losing the battle in your mind. As soon as something about thinking about pedophilia, cast it down. I cast down that thought. First, bind it, because that's the devil you wrestling with. I bind it. You're binding up the thought. You're binding it up like the Most High, chains up demons and cast them to Hades, or past Hades into Shield. Okay, I bind that thought. I mean, you say it with your words. If you can't say it with your words, if you're somewhere where you can't just speak out, say it with your mind. In your mind, I bind that thought and I cast it down in the name of Yahweh, in the name of Jesus. If some of y'all still saying Jesus, bind it, cast it down, and stamp it. Okay, bind it. Let's say it together. Bind it, meaning you use your words. Bind it, because you don't want to hear that mess. You don't want to hear it. Bind it, cast it down, knowing in your mind, I'm casting this down to the pits of hell and beyond. That's where it can be. That's where it can stay. And I seal it with the name of Yahweh or the name of Jesus. Okay? And keep doing it. I don't care. You can get tired. But we're in the last days, and we're supposed to be praying without ceasing without failure to stop. Okay? Because the devil the demons are, they know it's they time is short. So I'm not being funny when I say you need to take hold of your mind. You need to really take time to fast and pray. And this is what you're not gonna like me to say. You ain't gonna like it. Mm. That weed you smoking, I don't care where you getting it from. That weed, Planet Pat, you smoking, that is truly laced with demons. I know I probably sound like 1960s mom, right about now. That music is the devil's music. Or that weed, them drugs, mom, it's just weed. It's just, no, See, you have to understand that your government that you say you're fighting against with the gang stalking, all these agencies that are involved in it, honey, if they have tampered with our food, and we got metals and all kind of different dyes, dye red 28, and all this in our foods, they already have got a hold of your weed supply, honey. And you should have known that when they started saying they were gonna make weed legal to get into the game, right? And when they started opening all these dispensaries, okay, I'm telling you, that is sure enough a gateway. That that weed ain't from that ain't no grassroots weed no more. Back in the day, you were used to be able to get some weed, some real, it was marijuana, and it had seeds in it. Today, just like everything else that is hybrid, I guarantee the weed, or whatever y'all call it, I call it weed because that's what I last knew it as, okay? There's no seeds there. Y'all just getting straight grass looking stuff. There's no weed. All has been cross-pollinated with it, whatever, to make it stronger and stronger and stronger. And if you haven't conquered the demons that are battling in your mind, as far as your molestation, that's playing over and over in your mind, and you're not binding those thoughts and casting them down, that's working on yourself too. And that. Let me tell you something positive real quick. I'm gonna tell you something positive, because I know a lot of women, a lot of men, a lot, and not to say that they dealt with everything the same, not to say that everybody's dealt with molestation, but molestation, rape, anything of perversion that has been introduced to you. So if you are a victim, no, let me say this. If you have experienced molestation in your life as a young child, because molestation normally happens to children, rape happens mostly to children and adults, but molestation is a slow process, okay? Molestation is grooming, and they build the perpetrators build themselves up time. A rape is just pounces on its victim, okay? The devil had to strike at you early. I want you to sit back and take that in for a minute. If you were a victim And I don't like, if you are overcomer, okay, of rape, of molestation, I don't want to start crying. Oh my goodness. If, hold on, the Lord have mercy, because I want you to understand, because I don't want you to feel like I'm just coming at you, Planet Pat. I want you to fight these demons. Hold on, y'all. I don't want my eyes to start. I want you to fight them. But I need you to know, anyone that experienced that as a young child, adult, whenever it may have happened in your life, but mostly folks that are young, okay, from early, however, birth, because they do it birth till teenage years, and you know, even some women and men that they're raped later in life. But I want to focus on the ones that are young. When that type of spirit comes into your life that early, I guarantee you they needed to enter into your mind, because the devil, the demons, they know who you are. They know who you are. They knew when you got pushed through the portal of your mom's womb. They knew who you were, and that light probably blinded them, because they was waiting right in the hospital room as soon as you was born. And they was plotting, and they was planning. And they knew, if we can get the spirit of perversion on the scene in their mind to arrest their thoughts, maybe we can take them out. Because I guarantee the ones that went through that early in life are some of the strongest people. A mission that you came down here with, and the devil had to get you early. And they knew they couldn't get you. Let me say this, honey. They knew some of y'all mamas was on drugs. You know, y'all remember back in the day, the crack scene. There was crack babies and stuff, and some of y'all is too strong even to the crack couldn't contain you. Y'all shook the crack off. They knew some of y'all was crack babies. Okay, and I'm not talking about you playing. I'm just saying they knew your spirit was strong and that you had a mission, and they know your mission is something powerful in the end. Whether it be in the battle of Armageddon, whether it be 144, you are 144,000. Your mission is strong here. Okay? They couldn't even take you out. You probably was born a premature baby. You probably was 2 pounds coming through. As soon as you got old enough, 5 years old, whenever that trauma hit of molestation, of rape as a young child, the enemy knew it had to get on you early. And I can see in what you are dealing with, Planet Pat, that you are not fighting. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to be straight up and down. You're not fighting. You're whining. That's right. Be mad at me. Oh, you probably go make a video now. You're not fighting. You're whining about the molestation that happened to you, about the thoughts that they're trying to make you homosexual. You know you're not homosexual. You know you know that. And you and anybody else need to understand that The battle for you children, you adults now, but we're children that went through that. I'm telling you, your mission here on this, in this realm, is strong. The people, you know, I know a lot of targeted individuals. I don't know personally a lot of targeted individuals, but I know people who come through and things have happened to them. The enemy has been trying to take you out since you was a little child. Some of y'all can say, you can tell us stories about so many things that have happened to you that you overcame very young, right? I'm just here to tell you that that's because the enemy has been on you, and he don't want you to turn into you know, in the end where it says you will run and not faint. Come on now, I'm gonna get my fan out, honey. Come on. The enemy does not want you targeted individuals, you ones that have gone through so much and you are like, why do I keep going through so all of this? And you are talented. Hey, the enemy said, let me take their talent away. Let me take or not let them achieve what they wanted to achieve so badly. You know, I hang it in front of a carrot in front of them, but they will never get it. Maybe that'll crush them. Maybe that'll devastate them. The enemy has tried to conquer you from day one, destroy you, especially in the mind. You don't understand. Especially in the mind. He does that. The devil don't want you to be the ones who will run and not faint. Baby, y'all will be y'all be leaping and in and out of windows, jumping high. Have y'all ever seen those doggone those video games where these folks can jump and move and like, baby, the enemy don't want you to have that power. You're gonna be tearing them up. Do you hear me? He don't want you to have that power. Okay? Imagine if Michael is if Michael's the top dog when it comes to warfare. That's right. Michael, Archangel Michael, is the top dog when it comes to warfare. So imagine he already put y'all above the angels. Come follow me. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. You down here are above the angels up there. And if you can conquer all the trials, tribulations, gang stalking tactics, trials and tribulations, going through the fire, imagine what Michael can do now to what you'll be able to do. And you are above them. I'm telling you, the devil tries to take out the strongest of you all first. And that's entering your mind and planting those seeds. And I want to give you another, for instance. I tell you guys, it is so very important to be mindful of the battlefield, which is your mind, and things that enter into your mind, because you're wrestling with that demon pedophilia that plays in your head. And instead of bind it, cast it down, and stamp it with Yahweh's name or Jesus' name, you letting it play out. It's all kind of seeds and grass growing all in your head about the time, the incident, change it. I mean, it's so many things, I'm sure. that's up there. And if you don't understand what I mean by the battlefield is in your mind, do you know, y'all remember the Kuwait War, when Kuwait first, when they first lied, said there was weapons of mass destruction in Kuwait? Y'all remember that? And so the war started, right? The war kicked off. But in that, and I've always been, and y'all know I like history, I like documentaries. I'm kind of like a geek like that, like a nerd, if you will. Like that. I like Animal Planet. I like stuff like that, okay? I'll be looking at animals. That's right. I be wanting to see how they operate in the animal kingdom, because when I get to glory, when this land comes new, I need to know how my lions need to lay down with their lionesses, okay? When I open my windows in glory, I need my giraffes to come up. Okay, so I be watching the Animal Planet and all that, baby. But when they were in Iraq, you see, the military, too, they know about the war in the mind. And what can torture a person more than losing a limb is battling what they have witnessed in the mind. That's why you have so many soldiers that are homeless, that are dealing with what they say is mental illness, but we know what mental illness truly is. There was a story that came out, and I can't remember the jail that they had over there in Iraq, but when it came out, you know, they were doing waterboarding. They were telling about the different atrocities that our United States Marine soldiers, servicemen were doing to not only, and I know y'all probably remember this. Some of y'all are probably were young, but you probably remember this. So this jail, or whatever they turned into, make a holding facility over there in Iraq. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying to you, because I'm trying to get you to understand how the battle of the mind is probably one of the worst battlefields you can be on. Okay? When they captured soldiers and they wanted to get intel, they wanted information from a war, let me not get sidetracked, from a war they lied about. They really wanted Anunnaki DNA, but that might be too deep for y'all right about now, okay? They wanted the Stargates, but that might be a little too deep for y'all right now. The war that your military government plays on your mind is the war in the mind. You see, not only was they waterboarding soldiers, but they were capturing, like, top military ranked soldiers. But not only the soldiers, their families. Their families. But before I tell you this story about the families, to jog your memory about the Kuwait War, when it first started. Hello, Corey. Welcome in. Hello, Ralph. I think that is. Welcome in. When that war first started, do y'all remember how these pictures came out of the soldiers that they had captured, that they made strip butt naked, and they made these soldiers stack on top of each other, lay on the male soldiers, the Iraqis, they made them lay naked on top of each other, and then they were our United States servicemen. I can't remember. I think most of them that they were Marines, because sometimes those top dogs, the Marines, if it's the Army that are the top dogs that are going in, it's special forces. special forces. Everybody, you know, so you got Marines that are, nobody really going to go to Marines because Marines put you through some stuff, right? You damn near had to be psycho to be a Marine, but psycho, but not psycho, okay? They had the men stacked, laying naked on top of each other. Our soldiers were posing, taking pictures with these naked soldiers, not showing any humanity to these soldiers, because there's rules in war, guys. So that broke the national news, you know, how these men were being treated in this jail that they had over in Iraq, Kuwait. Not only were they making the men grape each other, okay, what were they doing? Why were they doing that? It wasn't just about the humiliation of being stripped naked. Because, first of all, to be, I believe even in, like, if you go to jail, I've never been to jail or anything, but I watch jail movies. And I think I can recall, like, even if you go to jail, you have to stand naked in front of people you don't know. You know, and guards tell you, like the men bend over, cough to see if you got any contraband. That is that's stripping you, trying to break you down, right? That's trying to break you down. That's a tactic. Not only for safety, but it's a tactic. It's trying to break you down mentally, to degrade you. And so these men over in Iraq, our soldiers, our military servicemen, were making the captured. Now, mind you, I don't want to get sidetracked. They were making them grape each other, the men that they captured. They were doing despicable things to these servicemen over there in this jail. The battlefield of the mind is what I asked you to remember, and why I'm telling you this story. So imagine the psychological effects of the men who survived that. And that has to play over and over and over and over again in their minds. On top of trying to fight for their country, because they were in the right. We were in the wrong, America, going over there fighting for lives. And so you degraded a group of males and females whom they captured and made them do disgusting, despicable things, right? There was also a story that came out how they captured, I believe it was, and if anybody remembers this story, you can, if I'm saying anything incorrect, please feel free to correct me. But there were, I believe they captured the family of a high-ranking soldier. I don't think they got him, but they captured their family. They captured the wife and the sons, okay? And they made the sons grape each other, and they made all of them watch, and they made the mother watch as they made her sons grape each other. But she couldn't close her eyes. They made her watch. Why did they do that? Anybody? I just gave you a whole message. Why do you think they did that? Although they didn't touch, they didn't put a hand on her. Why do you think they would do that? A form of torture forever. A form of torture that will last in this woman's mind forever unless she conquers that. The battle, and your military government, my brothers and sisters, knows this, and you should know this. And Satan knows this, is in your mind. But the Most High knows it too, because he has told you to guard your mind, guard your heart. Cast down. Because These are portals. These ears are portals. Your eyes are portals. Once you have seen something, you can never unsee it. Okay? Once you have witnessed something, you can never unwitness it. You follow me? So they tortured, and that's it. When you, if you think about that, that is so insidious. That is insidious. You are over there to get information, but you are also over there to uphold the Geneva, I think it's the Geneva, the Geneva Committee documents of war, the rules of war. You can't just go over there buck wild. Even though it's war, people are going to lose their life. But you're supposed to be having a level of standard, a level of to proclaim that you was this righteous nation of America. You are supposed to uphold the Geneva Convention. You are supposed to uphold morals but no, you went over there and they sunk into lasciviousness. And so if that mother didn't take herself out from trying to run from the thoughts, and you cannot run from your own body unless you run when you release the spirit. It just plays in your mind, and you have to conquer that and conquer that and that takes years, maybe until you leave this realm. But that's a battle that will continue to go on in your mind. And I say, bind it, cast it down right away, so it will weaken. Those thoughts will weaken. They may never go away. That battle will always be here in the mind, but you know that battle is a battle. The Most High has said the war is won. Okay? So if you continue to finish the race, if you continue to battle those thoughts, the war is won and the victory is yours, and you know that is not what they want. Because in the end, when you get your glorified body, when you get the crown, baby, how many diamonds, how many beryl stones will you have in your crown? Who are you? I don't know who you are. The demons know who you are, but the Most High certainly knows who you are. And you got to be something powerful for them demons to come wage war against you. If you were molested when you were young, if you went through trauma like that, rape if you were young. If you went through trauma like that, the enemy tried to get in the battlefield of your mind early. Do you know how long a child it has? You might live to 70, 80 years old, and you have to battle that. He wanted to get in to destroy your mind early. So you have to understand the enemy comes after the strong first and early. So I wanted to tell you, I want just to stop in tonight and tell you that gang stalking is real. Okay? Yes, agencies, corporations are used to facilitate gang stalking, but that is because it is spiritual. And if it's spiritual, we're all in this realm, and we all are spiritual spirits, whether you are from the seed of Satan operating through gang stalkers, or whether you are from the seed of the Most High Yah. Y'all harvest is coming, and if you are up and you are awake, you know harvest is right around the corner, and they are going to get the hoe and hoe it down, separate the wheat from the tares, and they're going to kindle that fire. Hellfire, that is. But they're going to kindle the fire real hot. real high. You see, and they gonna throw those tears, the one that's been looking like you. Hey, what's good, Forever Studios? Blessings to you. They gonna gather up the ones that been walking around here, okay, looking like you, talking like you, married to you, laying in the bed next to you, sabotaging you. They gonna get them tears and throw them in the fire. But you have to understand, make sure, I just want you to understand, make sure you continue to battle. Understand, if you come to the awakening, if you understand that these are tactics, these are moves that the devil is using to mess with your psyche, to take you out, use them and know them when you see them, because those are fruits that they're bearing. They're doing all of these tactics. Those are their fruits. Come on, you got to put, you have to crack open your Bible, because it's going to help you move through this realm, and it's going to help you fight the battle. And I ain't saying it's going to be easy. I don't want you to think that at all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but it's a way to lessen those thoughts, to lessen it, and the devil, he going to be mad. Let me say this. Let me give you a warning real quick. Planet Pat and any others who are battling, are dealing with the fact that they were molested when they were young, when they were, or if they were raped when they were young. If you take heed to the words that I say to you this evening, and you start to fight, you start to bond. I mean, you guard your mind at night, in the morning. I mean, this is the hour. This is the time. This is the season for you to guard your mind. Remember, they say you're supposed to pray at night. I mean, because you really about to go into the spiritual realm. And in the spiritual realm, some of them think it, they feel it's the astral plane, whatever it is. Baby, you about to go there. You about to die here tonight. Everybody's about to die tonight. So I don't want you to be scared of death. You're about to die. When you close your eyes, you're about to die. And you're about to go into the spiritual realm. Okay? But let me tell you what's going on. Them suckers is up in there too. That's right. That's right. You thought you want to get some rest because you was tired of fighting in the physical. You know, like now we're up, we're looking, you're watching. You thought you was tired of the fighting. Baby, when you get in the spiritual realm, that's when they really think they got you, because they think you don't know what's going on. The witches is waiting for you in the spiritual realm. That's right. With all their covenant, with all their groups, and the warlocks is waiting for you in the spiritual realm. That show you right. Demons is waiting for you in the spiritual realm. Yes, yes, indeed. They come in the dreams, and they come into blocking your dreams, especially if you're a dreamer, especially if you are a seer. They come because, you know, the Most High, that's how he talks to you. Okay? He communicates messages to you. But they know that's they stomping grounds is the spiritual realm, because a lot of you guys don't believe you're spiritual. A lot of you guys don't believe you spirits. Okay? And that's where they think they're going to ambush you. And a lot of y'all do get ambushed in the spiritual realm. A lot of y'all do get ambushed because you can't you don't lay back and say a simple prayer. And I'm guilty of this. So don't think I'm sitting up on high and looking low. I'm guilty of it too, but sometimes I try to remember. Say a quick prayer for me. Say a quick prayer. I say, Father, as I go into the spiritual realm, I ask for protection. That's right. That's right. I ask for protection. Go on, send me Michael, and send me some more warring angels. I need a lot of them. Y'all think it's a game. I ain't playing. I need some warring angels as I go into the spiritual realm to fight. That's right. Cover me. Keep your protective hedge around me. I ask this in Yahweh's name. Seal it. Stamp it. Seal it if you say Jesus, in Jesus' name. Seal it and lay it on down, because you're going there. Because if you are a seer, holler back. and you have had dreams, you have seen visions, day visions or night visions, and when you are under spiritual attack, one of the things that you will know when you're under major spiritual attack is the demons and the witches and warlocks want you to come into a covenant. Okay, they want you to come into an agreement in your spirit, in the spiritual realm, because what's going on in that spiritual realm is going to manifest and show itself in the physical when you awake. Not right then, but it's going to develop. They planted seeds, baby, from the spiritual realm into the physical. And if you're a seer and you're starting to wake up or not even remember basic dreams, not even profound dreams, but if you're waking up and you're having like it's a blackout, like you're not remembering, and you are a dreamer, you're a seer, and you're not remembering your dreams from that night, and you wake up, baby, and when you realize that you're a seer, when you realize that you're a seer and you wake up and you like, what did I dream about last night? Just take a minute. Don't rush out the bed. Sometimes I have to. That's why I got 100 alarms, y'all. I got to get up early. I got 100. My alarms start going off around 3, and I don't. My body normally will wake up at that time, and I'm supposed to be battling and fighting because I'm standing in the gap. Okay. But the devil know he wearing out the patience of the saints too. He wearing us out because we doing a lot. But if you wake up and you're not having can't recall your dreams, baby, you was under spiritual attack. I know a lot of you guys, you hear, because it's becoming more prevalent to understand about the dreams that you're having in the spiritual realm that you're entering in when you go to sleep, and you hear about not eating in your dreams. These are things that are coming out, which is good, because you don't want to eat. You want to cast all of that down. These are spiritual attacks. Don't that sound so easy? Eating in the dream. How's that a spiritual attack? Baby, they want you to come into a covenant. They want you to sign a contract. They trying to get you to sign the paperwork. That's right. Everybody talk about you're signing your soul away. They want you to do it in the spiritual realm, baby. They want you to eat. Don't y'all remember that dream, Snow White? Was it Snow White? What'd she do? What the witch do? In Snow White, the children's tale. What did she offer her? An apple. Take this poison apple. If you're dreaming about eating, they want you to come into a contract, a spiritual contract. You don't know about the gift of the food that's going into your mouth, the destruction, yada yada yada. It's a lot to go into that, but it's a lot of different things that can happen in your dream state that are witches and warlocks masquerading as different people. We can get into that later, but I want to focus on what a lot of people may not, or you may not have heard of, is awakening and not having a dream. It's like blackout, right? You can't recall, and you might just get up and not even think about it because it wasn't a nightmare, so it didn't jog. You didn't wake up and say, "No, that was a strange dream." You just might wake up and don't even realize it until, let me take this last nail or two off. Blackout dreams. I want you to understand that spiritual attack. Okay, my brothers and sisters. A blackout dream, baby, they know the Most High communicates to you through your dreams, right? They don't want that message to come through. If it's a blackout dream, you can't recall. Either the Most High, Yah, was trying to send up, and I said trying. I know you can say the Most High is going to make the message come through because he's the Most High. I said trying because the message didn't come through. It's a blackout dream. It's a spiritual attack. And I know you're going to say, but this is the Most High. How are you going to say you're not a believer? You don't believe. Let me, side note. Oh my goodness, when did Michael come down? Y'all, somebody, if you know about your word, just help a sister out. Because I'm just going to kind of paraphrase this story in the Bible. Michael, let me think of it. Was it Gabriel or Michael? No, it was Michael. I can't remember who needed to hear the word at the time, okay? But he was up in heaven, and who was it? The person prayed. I don't know I can't remember the person, y'all. Was praying. He needed some help. And Michael came. He came, y'all. And the person said, what took you so long? What took you so long? I've been praying. I've been needing this help. What took you so long, Michael? Michael said, I've been fighting the principalities. Okay? Just like the Archangel Michael, there's levels in heaven. That's right. That's right. All y'all that, if you make it to the glory land, all y'all not going to be ranked. Y'all think y'all all going to be equal? Ain't no such thing as equal. Let me say that again. Ain't no such thing as equal. Man or woman. You men are all not equal. Ain't no such thing as equal. Michael said he was fighting the principality of Belgium, this principality, demons coming through the spiritual realm. He fighting. It's taking a minute. This person down here praying, waiting for the message, waiting for the help. Michael is the strongest. He's a bad boy. He's a bad angel. Not a bad angel, but you know what I'm saying. He fighting. He gotta come through the realms, y'all. He fighting high-ranking demons on high. I tell you, there's levels to all. He fighting high-ranking demons on high. But this person, like, I've been praying. Here come Michael. Where's my help? Michael's still up in the high-ranking angels coming through heaven, fighting demons in the spiritual realm. Fight. He here now. So when you hear me say, if you had a blacked out dream, you can't recall, and you can't recall what the dream was about. And I said, because the Most High may have been trying to give you a message. I said trying for a reason, because this person probably like, what? Trying? I want to hear trying. If you Michael, you should have just been here. As soon as I prayed, I need help, you should have just been right here. But it don't work like that, because it's a war. Feel me, follow me, hear me. So if Michael got to fight these doggone demons coming through, these principalities, to get to this person who called for help, when you wake up with a blackout dream, you can't remember the Most High was trying to send you a message. But them witches, warlocks, and everybody that know who you are was fighting so doggone hard, they made to where we don't want, the message is still there. Okay, now I don't want you to get it twisted. The message is still there. That's why I say he was trying to get this message to you. But if you don't know the secret, I'm going to tell you what it's about. The message is still there. The Most High sent the message. But these witches, demons, warlocks saw what came through the spiritual realm. They saw the Most High's message, and they said, oh, no, we can't fight this message, but we can fight her in the spiritual realm. Blackout dream. We ain't even clowning tonight. We not putting on our costumes and pretending that we your mama. We not putting on our, masquerade, our familiar spirit. Stand down tonight. The Most High has sent a mighty message, and we ain't clowning tonight. We not even gonna pretend tonight. Familiar spirit, don't come over here trying to act like you her cousin. No, we can't do it tonight. It's a blackout. Nobody move. Nobody get hurt. Stand down. Demonic spirits. Blackout. Hopefully, if we don't move, if we still as dirt, she won't remember, or he won't remember with the message that's locked in here. And you wake your behind up. You done came from, you got the message, it's in you. You done woke your behind up. You wake up, you like, oh, okay. You get up, start, getting ready for the day's day. No, baby, you better stop, drop, shut it down, open up shop, pray. Y'all know I'm silly. Pray, okay? Say, This something's there. Something's there and it's blocking the way. Them demons and the devil is blocking the way, just like they was blocking the way for Michael when he was coming down to save the day. These, pray. I tell you, once you wake up and you realize, and if you start paying attention to your dream, it'll come to you naturally. And you realize, I didn't dream about nothing last night. I can't remember my dream. Message. It's a message waiting for the Most High, guys. So I need you to tell the Most High. Say, I do not come into no covenant. Okay? We're going to do this. I break every contract that the demons, devil, witches, and warlocks have tried to send through the spiritual realm. I do not come into any covenant, contract, agreement with any entity, evil or beyond, in Yahushua's name. First and foremost, because I'm telling you, they try to put some asbestos in your dream. They tried to still sprinkle a little evil something. They hoping something will manifest, even though they went blackout, even though they didn't put on their costumes last night in the spiritual realm. This is the most powerful part of your dream. When you come, your prayer. When you come and you break everything, even though you don't know, because they didn't show you, they didn't clown. So you don't know what they was trying to, really try to set you up for. You say, Yah, whatever message, hallelujah, whatever message you have for me, that you were sending down for me from the spiritual realm on high, I agree with it, I come into covenant with it, and I accept it in Yahushua's name. That's right. That's right. They gonna be pissed the hell off. But that message is gonna come through because you have agreed to, you have acknowledged it. Your words are powerful. Whether it be in the spiritual realm, if you have lucid dreams, if you fight and realize you fighting in the spiritual realm, or when you wake up, baby, didn't the Most High say, let there be light? And what was there? Light. Bind every evil plan of the enemy. I'm telling you, it's a battle, and you battling Planet Pat and everybody else, me, myself included. We are battling on every frontier. Okay? Every frontier we're battling on. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. Go out there and be great on purpose. I'm out, and much love.